Dzień dobry. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for inviting me to give a keynote speech in this conference. I'm really impressed about this huge conference. I'm coming from Dresden University of Applied Sciences. My name is Knut Schmidtke, and at this university we have a faculty for agriculture, environment, and chemistry, and two study programs for horticulture and also for agriculture. And I was responsible since 13 years for organic farming. And that's my topic about what does organic farming 4.0 mean. Before I go deeper in this field, I will address, to my opinion, a most important point. When we think about the future economy or future agriculture, we have to see how it fits to a common societal value system and which value system we could address. And we see sustainable development all over the world should be or is the main goal of our common development. And that means we are in a triangle, like equitable development. We also have to address ecological sustainability and also economic development. So the strategy is to balance all these three sub-goals together to bring up, and the ethical principle which behind this is to be responsible for the present and also for the future generation. Coming back to organic farming, why is organic farming of importance talking about these new strategies? German consumers give us some answers. Why do they buy these products? We have to address this when we develop new strategies. It has to fit to this demand of the consumers. And one of the most important points is during the last 10 years, animal welfare. And we have to do a lot of change. You see, 90% is the answer, yes, we address animal welfare when we buy organic products. That means we have to provide outdoor access for pigs and other animals, keeping the animals in a manner which is conducive to their welfare. And that means also, you may be astonished about it, to provide mud or base that are able to cool down in a mud bathing. That is a natural behavior of the pigs because they can't sweat. And that also means, and that is, when you see this picture, something of the future of agriculture, a mobile hen house. Because these animals should also have access to outdoor run, but if it's a stable, always on the same place, you get a lot of problems with nutrient enrichment. And you see here, this is a mobile barn. You can move it to young grass, to new places. It's much, much better than the former times. It was developed during the last 10 years. And we need some strategies to incorporate in this new stable. The farmer sit at home and see a camera via video to what is going on inside in this stable. Next point is local food. It is most important for the consumers where the food comes from. For example, in Dresden, we have a farm converted 25 years ago to organic farming, and this farm addressed the demand of the consumers in a best way, I think. You see here these pictures from the farm, and they have a farm shop. And what is behind it? The consumers want to identify regional production with the food. And we have to address it in the future generation, developing organic farming and also agriculture. And the next point is very important for the consumers, healthy eating. That's what we want. And is it so when we grow organic? We have some results from scientific work. For a few years, there was an EU-funded big research project on this issue, organic goods compared to conventional goods, and the results show clearly in some aspects 10 to 20% higher content of secondary plant ingredients, vitamins, antioxidants in tomatoes, salad, potatoes, and also in cabbage. And also, because of the outdoor run, eating fresh grass means that we have some changes also in the milk. The omega-3 fatty acid content is higher, 30 to 70% higher, and it's good for our health. We have now a meta-analysis on this aspect, and it shows the same aspect. You see higher content of antioxidants, polyphenolics, less cadmium, less nitrate, less nitrate, and 4 times less detectable pesticide reduced in this food compared from other resources. And on the human health, do they have any effects, this food? Yes, from a just published study, I take out one sentence. Increased intake of polyphenolics and antioxidants has been linked to a reduced risk of certain chronic diseases, such as cardiovascular and neurodegenerative diseases and certain cancers. This 4th point is promoting biodiversity. You all know we have problems in biodiversity. We can't preserve this biodiversity. And what is going on in organic managed fields? You see here also meta-analysis, results from this meta-analysis. We found in many cases much more diversified animals on the field when they are long-term managed organically. So also on this issue, the organic farming addressed it in a good way. That's what the consumers want when they buy organic food. And the last point is the taste of the food. Is also, there are some studies that show that the taste is quite good. The food consumers like to eat organic food, and that means in a lot of cases there's a diversified food. You see here, this picture make clear. It's most vegetable food, but also some meat. Yes, and it's not coming. The sales development, this slide shows the strong increase of the market, the organic food market. From 2000, we have around 2 billion euro sales in Germany, and now it's more than 9 billion on this food market, organic food market. And the profits for the farmers, here's a correct slide, you see, it's from the economic point of view, you see that the organic farmers, it's the green line, they earn much more money, the profit is higher. That means also when you go back to the sustainable development, there is more money for the farmers and more money to go to the future, to are able to invest in new technologies. Yes, this is also a good background for new development. And you see more and more land is organic in Europe. You see Austria 20%, Germany in 2015 6.5%, and here in Poland it's only 4%. But we have to see what's going on. The increase during the last years, you see we have a strong increase also in converting to organic farming. So I come to the first conclusion. Our government decided just a few weeks before we want to go organic, 20% of our land should be managed in the future organically. It is clear, and it's a strategy also for sustainability in agriculture. And we have to see it. Organic farming is not only a niche, it comes to the center of the society when we have 20% organic products. So the first conclusion is organic farming is highly innovative in feed and food production in terms of sustainable development. On the next part of my presentation gives an answer. Are there any needs of these new future strategies to support sustainable development in organic farming? And my answer is yes, yes, yes. We need it. I will point out 2 examples. One example is innovation in weed management. You know, in organic farming, it's not allowed to use pesticide, herbicides, to kill the weeds. And most is done mechanically, but sometimes it's a very hard work. You have to do it by hand, like you see here in this picture. This can't be the future of organic farming. It's not acceptable because it's a hard work and it attacks also the human health when you work all the day in this position. The future is, we see light in the tunnel by this new technology, robotics. Yes, they developed during the last 2 years, 3 years, a new robotics, field roboter who's able to select between crop, plant, and weeds by scanning the field. And there's an analyzing system, computerized, and that, yes, this is a crop plant, has to survive, and this is a weed plant, we have to kill this. Like here, there's a differentiation between the crop plant and the weeds, and it's done by mechanical actuator, that's the name of this. Meanwhile, they developed it further on. They have some pneumatic. That is the future. But that's not only, that's just the beginning. When you look back on biodiversity, we need some weed species, very rare weed species. They have to survive in the agricultural field. And the future is, from my point of view, we have to be able to select not only between wheat and crop plant, we have to develop this system to identify the species of the plant, of the wheat plant. And some species should grow further on to be able to propagate, and other has to be killed. So, and therefore, we need much more than this first step. We need georeferenced documentation, and to identify the weed species, we need also some more information about the crop density, nutritional status of the crop, and also some other pests. The second example, and then I come to the end, is when you see the agricultural machinery, the development. We have well-equipped agricultural machinery, but you see here, bigger, faster, and wider. And that means heavy machineries. And some machineries, like a sugar beet harvester, self-propelled sugar beet harvester, the total weight is 80 tons with full bunker. You are not allowed to go on the road with this machinery, but we allowed that this machinery is going on the field. And this has consequences. You see it here, soil compaction in the upper soil layer, but the most serious problem is subsoil compaction. It's not too easy to avoid this, so we have to solve these problems. And when we compare the weight of the machineries, organic farming and conventional farming, it is the same weight. We have no differences. And innovation means we have to change to swarm technology. Small machineries, very light machineries, to avoid subsoil compaction. And it looks like here. That's something for the future. Yes, small, they are connected via internet, working, and more machinery. It looks like a little bit like a toys, but it will be, they imagine what is going on in the future. Yes, we need these machineries for the future, also for organic farming. And the last point is, which are kind of digitalization we need for the future agriculture, not only for organic farming. 5G, mobile communication, we need mobile cloud computing, we need also this Internet of Things, we need big data management, and also GIS systems, because we do not need only a map of field yield, we need other management systems, like to solve these problems, we calculate the balance, the nutrient balance in organically managed fields, and we can see the balance is negative for all these nutrients. This is not sustainable. And this negative balance is not only on the farm scale, it's also in the field, different. Yes, and we have to manage it in a better way in the future. So we need equipment for the future study to calculate it for each point on this field. Yes, we need a map of nutrient balance also. Summing up, organic farming is highly innovative in feed and food production in terms of sustainable development. Second point is to reach a higher level of sustainable development. Organic farming has to participate in these new technologies. And we saw that specific solutions for these new technologies have to be developed for organic farming system. Coming back to the first point, I discussed my presentation with a colleague, and she wrote me some comments, and I will cite these comments. We cannot forget about our health, which has the most important value in our life. We cannot buy health. So thanks to organic farming, by the help of digitalization, we may improve our standard of life, our health, and save money for pharmaceuticals. Thank you, Gabriela, and thank you for your attention.